Today's Namaste Yoga begins a new series called Keepin' It Real Yoga Style, and today's class is on non-judging. Hello and welcome to episode 136 of Namaste Yoga. I'm so happy you could join us. We're beginning a new series today that I'm really excited about. It's called Keepin' It Real Yoga Style, and I was reading Jon Kabat Zinn's book, Real Catastrophe Living, and he put together this list of attributes that are useful for mindfulness. And I don't know, I guess when I see a list of things, I think, wow, there's a yoga series of classes. So I thought I'd put together this series. So this morning we're having another beautiful morning here. It seems like the beginning, I don't know about where you live. I think it's true for you guys too. But we have these like super hot weeks, and then thunderstorm on the weekend on Sunday, and it breaks the heat, and then we get a little cooling off on Monday, and then the heat is going to build again. So it's a beautiful Monday morning here. We're filming nice and early before it gets too hot again. So let's start by thanking Squeeze Yoga Clothing for our awesome clothes. Beautiful bright colors, look great on camera. I'm wearing this beautiful berry blossom design this morning in the bra cami, which is just so great because you just pull it on and you don't have to think about anything. And then I'm wearing the new leggings, which are really fabulous too. So you can go to squeeze.ca for their fabulous clothes, and she does ship internationally too. I know you can just email her and she'll send you the shipping prices to ship internationally as well. I want to thank you all for your donations, and I want to share with you this testimonial that I received from YouTube this week. She says, this is from Marietta. She says, "When alone, my mind flies to think about the past I cannot change. I agonize over it. I get embarrassed, frustrated, and blame my stupidity for my own suffering. Namaste Yoga taught me to accept what is and not what should have been, lovingly acknowledging that my errors were opportunities to learn and grow. Surely my thoughts will keep coming, but I will continue to work to change that path by practicing yoga and the breathing techniques to calm me down so I can move forward. Namaste, Marietta." Ooh, we got a nice, oh, there he goes. Nice little bug there. So I chose that testimonial this morning because it goes really well with our theme for today of non-judging and mindfulness, and leads us into this series really beautifully. So thank you for leaving your comments on iTunes and YouTube, and now it's even easier to do that if you go to thankyoumelissa.com. There are instructions on how to do that in one easy place. Also, thank you for making us Canada's most popular online free 1-hour online yoga show. Also, you can go to my newsletter to receive a free morning and evening yoga sequence. If you go to melissawest.com and sign up for my newsletter there, you can get that free morning and evening sequence. Now, if you're a member, we put those on the membership site because we just like to keep things nice and easy and convenient for our members. And you can find out more about my membership at my website as well, melissawest.com. That's available for $8.95 a month or $79.95 a year. And I was talking to somebody on Facebook yesterday about that. She was asking for recommendations on videos, and I was saying to her, you know, the membership's a really great deal because she was asking about DVDs. One DVD is $20, and you can sign up for the membership site, and it's only $8.95 a month, and you get tons of videos, and it's just a really great deal. So we add new content every month. This week we're going to be starting to film some new content for that we'll be putting on for August. We're going to film, and we always film stuff that the members request. So what the members have been requesting is they wanted some shorter classes that they could do on days when they don't have as much time. So we're going to be doing 7 20-minute classes, one for each day of the week, and they're going to be chakra balancing yoga classes. So that's fun. I put those together yesterday, and I'll start filming those this week, and those will go up for August. And also for this month, one of my most popular videos is the upper back, neck, and shoulders DVD that I did years ago. And I've always said that I wanted to film an upper back and neck and shoulders 2 video. And so actually I had done a class like that years ago. And so it's just been a matter of filming it. So we're going to film it this week too. So that's going to go up for this coming month as well. So actually this month we're adding completely new content. We're not even going to be putting up a classic video this month, just all new content. So that's going to be great for the membership site this coming month. And also stay in touch with us on Facebook. You can like us on Facebook at Your Namaste Yoga. And one of the things that we've been doing on Facebook is adding these videos that we've been doing every day. We've been doing these short 5-minute videos where you can send in your questions and we answer them. Everything from, I did a short little video on depression, a little video on lung disease, hiatus hernias, all sorts of different things that people are asking questions about. And they're quite popular. They're getting good response. So those are some of the things that I'm posting there every day. So like us on Facebook so you can keep up with us there. So let's get into our new series. Namaste Yoga 136, keeping it real yoga style. And we're talking about non-judging today. So why don't you make yourself comfortable, and I'll set up the context for the whole series, and then we'll talk about what we're going to be focusing on today in particular. So go ahead and rest back, lie down on your back, make yourself comfortable, maybe place a bolster, some cushions under your knees, turn your palms up beside you or place them on your belly, and take a deep breath in through your nose and let it fall out of your mouth. So Jon Kabat Zinn suggests 7 attitudes to bring to mindfulness practice in his book, Full Catastrophe Living. And I believe mindfulness is equally important to a yoga practice as it is to your day-to-day life. And so I have borrowed them for our yoga series that we're just embarking on today. As Jon Kabat Zinn lays them out, they are non-judging, patience, beginner's mind, trust, non-striving, acceptance, and letting go. And as he explains, they are not independent of each other, but weave into each other and depend on each other. Throughout this series, we will explore how these concepts relate to yoga philosophy, your yoga practice, and your life off your yoga mat. The first concept that we will explore in today's class relates to the yogic concept of ahimsa, or nonviolence, and is called non-judging. One of the first steps of mindfulness is cultivating an awareness of our moment-to-moment experience. So right now, just notice what you can become aware of in this moment. Physical sensations, your breath, thoughts, whatever is happening right now, just notice and become aware of it. And once you do this, you might be somewhat surprised that you are caught in a stream of judging and criticizing, evaluating your internal and external experience. So mindfulness practice asks you to be aware of this incessant judging and reacting to your experience, and to step back from it. So normally, you react and place value on your experiences as good or bad or neutral. And mindfulness asks you to step back as an impartial witness in a non-judging way. In yoga, all of the judging that goes on in your mind would be viewed as a form of violence that you inflict on yourself, your circumstances, and others all day long. These sorts of judgments, criticisms, and destructive comments play back in a negative feedback loop and are really unhelpful. Ahimsa, or nonviolence, would espouse the practice of non-judgment in your thoughts, words, and actions as a form of self-acceptance, and then to expand that practice outwards to others. Your yoga practice offers the perfect place to practice non-judging. You can practice non-judging in your moment-to-moment experience of your body, your breath, your thoughts, your sensations, in your asana, your yoga postures. In today's practice, we'll practice a pose called gomukhasana, cow's face pose, which will give us the perfect opportunity to explore non-judging, as you may be tempted to compare one side to the other. Also, many people experience tight hips and tight shoulders, and so this class will give you the opportunity to let go of judgment about tightness in either areas of your body. So as you rest back, let these thoughts and awarenesses about ahimsa, non-judging, and mindfulness soak in. And reflect on how you would like to bring them into your practice today. What intention would you like to set for your practice right now? How could your practice best serve you in your life today? And let me just add this: as you embark on this journey of non-judging, let go of the temptation to judge yourself for judging, because you might become aware of just how much you judge once you've been introduced to this idea, but you're going to have to be non-judgmental about the judging as well. So set your intention. And then you can begin to wiggle and stretch out. For today's practice, you'll need a yoga strap or any kind of strap. You can use a old necktie or a strap from your bathrobe or a belt. You're going to need a yoga block if you have one, or a blanket. You can put those off to the side for just now, and you can stay lying on your back. And we're going to do some shoulder and hip releases to start. So bend your knees if they're not already. Place your feet flat on the floor. And take your hands and hold on to your elbows. And let's just start by inhaling in the center. To the left. And then inhale to the center. And then go to the other side. Exhale, roll your head and elbows to the right. So inhale, center. And exhale, glide to the side. Move with breath. Let your head be really heavy on the ground and let your shoulders be really on the ground. And then come back into the center. Leave your head in the center, and you're going to just lower your elbows from side to side. Breathe in center. Breathe out, lower your elbows to the other side. Okay, and then come back to the center, and this time you're going to take your elbows and your head to the opposite direction. So lower your elbows to the left and rotate your head to the right. Breathe in center. And reverse that. So elbows to the right, head to the left. Breathe in center. Space between your teeth, relax your jaw. Breathe. Breathe out as you exert. Breathe in center. Okay, so because gomukhasana is about shoulders and hips, let's add our hips to this equation. So this time we'll do head and elbows in the same direction, and hips will go in the opposite directions. This is a lot of directions to get. So head and elbows will go to the left, and then knees will go to the right. So here we go. You heard me. So I just have to translate that to my body. Oi, oi, oi. Too early for this. Oh, there's a woodpecker on the tree. Can you see that? Can you get that? No, you can't. You won't be able to see it. It's on the other side of the tree. Okay, and then there's one more way we can do this counter rotation. Your elbows and your knees will have to keep going to the opposite directions, but you can take your head with your knees now. So elbows to the left, knees to the right, head to the right. And then switch. This is a great counter rotation to get your joints warmed up. hip joints and shoulder joints. Get your neck all released. Make your digestive system happy, organs happy. Okay, bring it back to the center and just release your arms and legs and take a deep breath in. Let it fall out of your mouth. And just check in and see if your legs aren't dropped a little bit more and your shoulders aren't dropped a little bit more. And I'm just going to see what it was that I want to do next after this. Okay, great. We're doing so much filming this week. I have so many classes planned. I don't know. I don't have them all memorized, I have to admit. Okay, so here we go. We're going to stretch out the inside of your hips. It could be useful to have your block for this. Okay, so let's take your right leg and internally rotate it. You could stick your block underneath your knee here. You might need to, you may not need to. You want to stretch out, in this stretch, you're aiming to stretch out the top of your leg. And you want to feel the stretch in the belly of your quad muscle, the top of your thigh, not on the inside of your knee. If you feel it on the inside of your knee, you want to back off. So this is a stretch for your hip and the top of your leg, not your knee joint. So just notice as you're doing this, what kind of thoughts are coming into your mind, and if there are any kind of judging thoughts that are coming in. And, you know, to a certain extent, there needs to be some evaluating that goes on in your yoga practice to keep you safe, obviously. To say, okay, there is some pain happening here in my knee, so I need to back off. But that is very different from, I'm no good here, this pose isn't working in my body, I'm not getting any better at this, I've been at this for a long time. You see the difference between the self-deprecation versus keeping yourself safe in a loving and kind way. So you can see the difference between the self-inflicted violence versus the keeping yourself safe. There's a way to evaluate what's happening in a non-judgmental way, is what I'm saying. Okay, so let's slowly come out of that and do the same thing on the other side. Just push your block over a little bit. So you internally rotate your leg and then fill the space with the block and feel the stretch in the belly of the muscle. And breathe. So here, there's that temptation to evaluate this side is better than the other side or worse than the other side, instead of just being with the experience as on its own merits. And here's where what I think is so brilliant about what Jon Kabat Zinn says, which is that all these aspects of mindfulness roll into each other. So here's where beginner's mind comes in. So that each experience that you're having is like the first time you've ever done it. It's like, oh wow, feel this experience. I've never felt this before, like as if that other side never happened. So that's that awareness, that beginner's mind. You're being with this experience as if it's the first experience of yoga that you've ever had. It's the most fascinating thing that's ever happened in your body. So that's beginner's mind. And when you're like that, then there's no judging that happens, because it's when you've got beginner's mind, it's like everything's so fresh and new. It's not like you're going to evaluate it because there's no previous experience to evaluate it against. So that's the amazing thing about beginner's mind. That's why we try to capture it again and again. Okay, and then go ahead and release this side. You can put your block off to the side. And then we're going to do keyhole stretch. And this is another great one to let go of judging, because when you come to this pose, there's always something happening, and that can just be like, hey, I come to keyhole pose, and you know what? There's always something happening here. That's just the way it is. I don't need to judge my glutes for always being tight. They're just always going to be tight, and we can let that go. Okay, so cross your right leg over your left leg and draw your left leg in. Oh, hello, glutes. You're tight again today. That's always how it is. So be with your moment-to-moment experience. And then release the side. And go ahead and switch sides. So you cross your left leg over your right and open your left leg out to the side. And again, that side-to-side experience, it's a really perfect opportunity to let go of calling one side your good side, one side your bad side, and really evaluating and getting down on one side versus the other side, or, you know, giving preferential. Well, you may need to give preferential treatment to one side or the other, but, you know, to preferring one side or the other. Okay, great. And then release this side, bend your knees, roll to your side, mat onto all fours. Okay, from all fours. So the one thing about filming this early, the ground is really wet and the bugs love it. So it's a little buggy here. You're going to come up onto all fours and slide your left leg forward. Bring your left heel over to your right hip bone. Reach your right leg back and long. Pay attention to your left knee here. Make sure it's comfortable. You're going to slide forward, and you can fold all the way forward here. You want to feel this stretch in your left glutes, the outside of your left hip along the outside of your left leg. A hip stretch here. Preparing your hip joints for cow's face pose later. And here, you know, this stretch can be really intense. And it can be tempting to get into judging and, you know, I find in this pose, I think, gosh, you know, been at this yoga thing for a while, over a decade, and, you know, when is it going to let up in pigeon pose? It's tempting to get into judging, and so can I be an impartial witness to the intense sensations in pigeon pose? Because that is a really useful skill to have in life, in off the mat, because we do experience pain, physical pain, emotional pain, and to be able to be present to those that pain off the mat is a good life skill. And the other thing about when you're in your pose, you can also always end in life choose a less intense edge, right? So you can back off a bit. Or you can choose to deepen the pose. Okay, let's come out of this side of pigeon, and let's go ahead and switch sides. So slide your right knee forward. So I can already feel, let me just tell you, I can already feel my judging mind. See, my judging mind set that all up to do my left side first because that's my easier side. And my judging mind's going, oh, good. Here comes my right side. It's so much easier. This will be such a better experience. So, you know, I can just notice that's happening and not hit myself with the second arrow and go, oh, stupid judging mind. There you go. I can use my humor and say, oh, look at that judging mind. Having a fun time with my hips. Okay, so here we are, second side. Breathe. Okay. And okay, so here we go. All right, let's walk your hands back to your knees. Come up, stand on your knees, and step your left leg through. Come into lunge pose. So right now, I'll be really transparent about my judging mind. My judging mind's going, wow, this is a lot of hip stretches right now. Okay, sink your left foot, come upright. And there's lunge pose. And I thought we'd add a shoulder stretch to this, so bring your right arm up, hook your left arm underneath for eagle's arms with lunge pose. And to deepen that shoulder stretch, you pull your elbows away from your body and lift them. Tuck your tailbone under to push your hips forward to deepen your hip stretch here. Breathe. So just notice what your judging mind is saying. My judging mind is saying, this is hard. Okay, and then release. How are you doing? Doing okay? Okay, let's switch sides. So step your right leg through. Lean into that lunge on the other side. Sink down, feel your right foot heavy on the ground. Sink down through your right foot. Come upright. Ooh, there's that left hip again. That's what my judging mind says. Ooh, there's that left hip again. Okay, bring your left arm up. So, part of mindfulness is just noticing what that judging mind says. So that's the impartial witness, stepping back and noticing what's that judging mind saying. Okay, so left arm comes up, right arm hooks underneath it. Relax your shoulders. Relax your jaw. Little lion's breath here. How about that? Stick your tongue out. So there's less effort in your pose and your jaw. That's better. Okay, great. Release. Okay, from here we're going to come up to standing. Okay, so from standing, let's just do some shoulder rolls. Inhale up, exhale back and down. Tim and I are both, Tim more than me, is getting little bugs eating at his ankles. Just making me a little self-conscious. He's got blood all over his ankles. Breathe in, up. Exhale down. Nice breeze. Okay, and then let's do a chest opener. So interlace your fingers behind your back and lift your arms. Great for opening up your shoulders. Tuck your tailbone under. Breathing your belly back to your spine. Okay, and then release. Okay, shake that out a little bit. Okay, and then you're going to internally rotate your left arm and bring it up your back. And you may need your strap here. You might not, probably for your left arm. And then bring your right arm up and over and grab onto your fingertips. For cow's face arms standing. Tuck your tailbone under, draw your navel towards your spine. Keep your ears back over your shoulders. It's funny, there's a woman jogging. Classic teacher move. I almost told you to relax your shoulders because there's a woman jogging with her shoulders up by her ears. I think we're good. It's hard to get your shoulders. I don't think I can relax my shoulders down here, but probably not a bad cue to give any time. Sometimes that's just like total teacher move. Sometimes I'll be driving along, you know, you see pedestrians walking, you think, tuck your tailbone under, bring your ears back over your shoulders. You can't help yourself. Okay, right? Alright, nice. Okay, let's go and try the other side. So this side you probably will need your strap. I'm probably wondering why that is. It's because most people are right hand dominant, and so this side is stronger and more muscular and less flexible for most people. So that's why. Here we go. Right arm internally rotates and comes up your back. And then you bring your right arm up and over. And maybe, hey, look at all those shoulder releases we did. They touch today. It works. By golly, what we do works. They don't usually touch. Tuck your tailbone under. Draw your belly back to your spine. Breathe. So I can feel my judging mind going, yeah, it works, but it hurts a lot more on this side. So I just noticed that. And then I made this adjustment. That feels a little better. Okay, great. Okay, you still with me? Let's see. I think that's it for here. No. Oh my goodness. Okay. Here's what we're gonna do next. We're going to open your hips a little bit standing. This is going to be a little bit of a balance challenge. I'm thinking Town of Ajax has done a nice job putting all this beautiful wood chips up around these trees. I'm not sure how I'm going to use my trees for balance today, but so having a little panic. Okay, you're going to bring your right leg up and cross it over your left leg. And what we're going to do is lift it and lower it to open up your right hip. So a little half lotus hip opener here from standing. Really want that tree. Look at this. It's too far. Look at these mounds they've given. What can I have to balance with? The chair? I don't know if it's stable or not. Ouch, I just dropped that on my toe. Okay. Okay, the chair is apparently just going to be a security blanket. There we go. Everybody needs a little security blanket. Look how great that security blanket works. It's okay, I'm going to use it next as a prop for our next thing too. Okay, and then what we're going to do is a little rock the baby from standing. So, whose idea was this anyway? I hope you're using a wall at home, or a tree, or your fence or something, wherever you are. So, okay, you could do this sitting down too. This whole sequence is normally done sitting with the leg out. Okay, so what you're going to do is put your right foot in the crook of your left arm and you're going to rock the baby. Oh my God, this is insane standing. We're doing it this way because I was getting bored with my own yoga moves, so we're trying to spice things up. Okay, we have company. Let's try this on the other side. So try the half lotus, left leg up, and cross your left leg over, and you're gonna lift and open. Okay, careful of your knees. You want to feel the stretch in your hip, not your knee joint. So really what you're going for here is mobility in your hip joint. So focus on something that's not moving. So I'm not looking at you right now. Sorry to be rude. Okay, so now take your foot, your left foot, place it in the crook of your right elbow, and you're gonna rock the baby. Okay, we're gonna do some shoulder stand to open up your chest and shoulders a little bit more to prepare for cow's face pose. So we are actually gonna use this chair. If you have a chair, you could use a chair. I'll show you how to use a chair for shoulder stand. How's that? Or you can use a wall. So whatever you want. You're gonna take your chair and use it pretty much like the wall. You're gonna put your hips right up against it, and then turn around and place your legs on it like that. Or you would have your legs against the wall. And you're either gonna bend and place your feet against the wall like this, or place your feet on the chair. Oh my gosh. It's 3 ring circus down here now. It's Monday morning, everybody's supposed to be quiet. Oh my God. Okay, press your feet into the chair and roll up. And then you're gonna walk your elbows underneath you and your hands up your back. And you can leave your feet here on the chair, or walk your elbows in. You can lift one foot off the chair and maybe the other foot off the chair. And breathe. Okay, and then you're gonna lower one leg and bring it back to find the chair. Here it is, or the wall again. And slowly lower down. And roll to your side. And come up to seated so we can practice our cow's face pose. Okay, so from seated, we're gonna work with cow's face pose now. So take your right leg and cross it over your left leg. And then you're going to twist, and it doesn't matter which way because we'll twist to both sides. Keep your spine nice and long, sink your sit bones down into the ground, keep your ears back over your shoulders. So you can see how acceptance feeds into non-judging, accepting your hips as they are, where they are today. Switch to the other side. Okay, and then come back to the center, and now you're going to take your right arm and internally rotate it. And just let me tell you, before you get into, it's going to be very tempting to judge the difference between your arms when you're standing and when you're sitting, because it's easier to do this pose the arms when you're standing, when you're sitting. So just know that before you go into it sitting, and don't feel the need to evaluate like, oh, I could do it standing, but now I can't do it sitting, so don't worry about it. It's just the way it is. Okay, so you're going to internally rotate your right arm and bring it up your back, and have your strap close by because you may need it, and then bring your left arm up and over, and maybe your fingertips meet and maybe not, and so what? Big deal. Infinite time, no ambition. Chest lifted, spine straight, ears back over your shoulders. Breathe. Oh, and I forgot to mention, that's why you have your block. If your hips are really tight here, it's useful to sit on your block here, underneath your buttocks. Or your blanket, you can tuck that underneath there too. So build a space, prop it up, that makes it easier on your hips here. Okay, and then release. Okay, let's go ahead and switch your legs. Give them a little wiggle out first. So this time, your left leg will be over your right leg. Your Om Mani Padme Om leg, my mantra leg, will be over my non-mantra leg. Okay, give that a moment to settle. And just do that little twist here on both sides. And then twist to the other side. Feeling it on this side. Oi. Oh, wow. Okay, so here we go. Yeah, just massage that hip there. Ask it to calm down a little bit. Okay, and then you're gonna internally rotate your left arm, bring it up your back, keep your back nice and straight. Take your right arm up and over to meet it, and maybe you might need your strap. Breathe into the sensations. And release. Wowzers. Oh, tight hips. Okay. Shake it out. All right. Okay. There's more. More. Yes. Okay. Here's what we're going to do. Cow's face forward fold. Half cow's face forward fold. It's going to be useful to have your blanket to give you a little prop up here, and sit up on that blanket. Extend your left leg out, cross your right leg over your left leg, Lift up nice and tall. And then internally rotate your right arm behind your back. Take your left arm up and over. Lift up nice and tall. This is challenging, so that's okay. Just know that. Inhale and exhale, hinge forward. I'm getting to practice non-judgment for all the heavy machinery that the men use to do their work. I think men make loud machinery so that you know they're working. Tim says it's true. You don't. Women don't have loud irons. Like, okay, traditionally, we're talking traditionally. Like, the tools women used in their homes didn't make loud noises. I think men had tools that make loud noises so you knew they were working. They could make a big deal out of it. Oh my gosh. Honestly. Okay. Was that sign of that joke about when men work they have to put up signs? When women work they just work. Okay, extend your right leg out, switch. Cross your left leg over your right leg. Oh, Tim's who made that sign, Tim? We have signs that say that we're working here. We put up these signs that say that we're working because people would come by and be like, what are you doing? Curious signs. Okay, we need to finish because there's a lot of noise going on. Internally rotate your left arm. Bring it up your back. Oh, good, they stopped again. Bring your right arm up and over. Lift up nice and tall. Hinge forward through your hips. You could do this without your arms. The arms do add this nice added bonus of intensity. Lunge. Keep your chin tucked. Okay, and then hinge back up to seated and release your arms. Really good. Great. We made it through that class without too much judging. Okay, we are going to take some time for Savasana. Yeah, we are, because little birdie told me that people aren't doing Savasana unless we do it with them. So it's really important that we do Savasana. Go ahead and rest back. Lie down on your back. Take a deep breath in. Let it fall out of your mouth. And allow this quote on non-judgment to wash over you and take from it what resonates with you and allow the rest to just let go. This is a quote by Deepak Chopra. And he says, non-judgment quiets the internal dialogue, and this opens once again the doorway to creativity. Non-judgment quiets the internal dialogue, and this opens once again the doorway to creativity. Allow your breath to gradually deepen, wiggle and stretch out. Bend your knees. Roll to your side. And gradually make your way up to sitting. Thank you for joining us for episode 136 of Namaste Yoga. I'll see you next week. Namaste.